Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back once again to Wheel Takes, a podcast about the Wheel of Time, a series of books by Robert Jordan, and then Brandon Sanderson helped with the last few. I'm Gus. I've read all of them.
I'm Allie, and I am a first-time reader on book 8.
Yes.
Chapter something.
22.
Thank you.
But we're not here to talk about that today.
No,
because,
surprise.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
It's been a really long time since we've touched on this particular series. But hey, everybody, today, the Eye of the World reread is back. Because Allie was in Berlin, and we did not have time to listen to the chapters. So, instead of rushing through the chapters, here's some Eye of the World. Because it's been a minute. If you're listening through to the Eye of the World episodes, it hasn't been a minute for you. But it has for us.
It has.
It has.
For sure.
Allie.
Yeah.
This is the question I have.
I hope I have an answer.
Where'd we leave off?
Oh, fuck.
It's been... Let me check, actually.
I think it's been a year.
No.
Maybe 2.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's impossible.
It's been a year for sure.
Oh, wow. March 18th of last year.
I told you. It's
and
been a year.
today is February 24th. Wow. Whew. Whew. It's almost as bad as the Fail deep dive that we promised in
One
October
day,
of 21.
we will do it. And hopefully it'll be at a time where it's really funny.
Funny, yeah.
Yeah.
But where did we leave off a year ago? If there's anything I would expect you to remember and pick out from book 1, it's this character.
Elsie Grenoir?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, see, that's why we didn't come back. Because we're like, we did everything we needed.
We don't need to talk about anything else in book 1. We talked about Elsie and we're done. That is where we left off. We left off on chapter 30. So today's episode, until you hear the spoiler siren, which is distinct, will only contain spoilers up to and including The Eye of the World, chapter 33. And then after that, anything that Allie's read is on the table. So that's book 8, chapter 22.
Mm-hmm.
Allie.
Yes.
How you doing?
The past few weeks have been really interesting.
Yes.
In a really good way.
Yes, very happy for you in a vague way. It is raining here. We are having some good old rainy California weather. If you can hear the sound, the pitter-patter of raindrops, good for you. We're going to dive right in.
We need this.
We do. We're going to jump right in. We're picking it up again on chapter 32, Allie. It's called 4 Kings in Shadow. That's the logo. What is it?
A fang.
It is a fang.
The dragon. Is it a fang or a talon? We've talked about this.
It's a fang. It's the dragon fang.
But it doesn't look like a fang. It looks like a talon.
Yeah, well, yeah.
What fangs have ever been curved like
dragon
that? That
fangs.
would poke you in the tongue.
You ever seen a dragon tooth?
No, because dragons aren't real.
What? Since when?
Since ever, babe.
That's true. It's a fang. I don't know why they made it a fang.
But I feel like it would poke you in the tongue.
I agree. It does look like it would poke you in the tongue.
It looks like a talon.
It does look like a talon.
I think it should be a talon.
Okay.
Respectfully.
All right. I don't know. I mean...
Because fangs, like if you look at a wolf, as an example, it's a straight up and down kind of action. There's no curvature.
It's like the weapon in Dark Souls that Havel the Rock uses.
Okay, and that is, again, not a real world example.
But it could be. It's called a dragon tooth, actually, I think.
See, but that's a little less curved. I'm asking for one animal that has a tooth like that.
I don't.
How would you even eat?
Very carefully.
The pointy part, that's the part to rip and tear, is on the inside.
I don't know. Very carefully.
You have to open your mouth really high.
You can't get out if you bite. It's like a fish hook. It's like a fish hook.
But no, the shark teeth fit together like this.
Maybe these do as well. We can't say for sure. Have you ever seen a dragon?
No, because again, they're not real.
Well, how can we say for sure?
Well, I have read that they were probably dinosaur bones that they found.
I know, I'm trolling
and assumed that they were dragons.
I'm being a twerp.
Is fair because
dinosaurs looked cool.
They had no science.
Allie, 4 Kings in Shadow.
Yep.
Rand chapter. Here we are. Where are we?
As is most of, if not all of Eye of the World.
Almost all of book 1.
Which is why it's an exhausting read. No, I'm just
what town?
The Rand stands.
What town are we in?
Well, we've given Perrin so much shit lately that I feel like we have to give
They don't know that.
Rand shit.
The people who are listening to book 1 for the first time, they don't know that.
Oh, that's true.
This is all news to them.
They're like, why would she be giving Perrin shit? Because you'll see.
Why?
It's a journey.
Where are we?
Where are we?
Yes.
In time?
What town are we in? And what's the...
We're not in Barrelon. We're in... No, because they're doing that thing where they go from like inn to inn playing their lutes and shit. And,
yes.
Yeah.
What town are we in?
I'm supposed to remember the town.
What's the chapter called? I just said
Kings?
it. Yes.
Oh.
We're in Four Kings.
Well, that was not obvious.
But we don't start there because we start... No, we do. Sorry, we do start there because this is where time is weird in these chapters.
It's a wibbly wobbly,
It's
timey-wimey, whatever.
Because at the top of chapter 31, Rand is fingering a scarf that a nice farmer gave him, and then like he's thinking about at the and suddenly we're at the Grinwell farm and he doesn't have a scarf. And then we get to Four Kings, and now we're at Four Kings. The village was bigger than most, but still a scruffy town to bear a name like Four Kings. As usual, the Camelin Road ran straight through the center of the town.
That was very judgy.
But another heavily traveled highway came in from the south, too. Most villages were markets and gathering places for the farmers of the area, but there were few farmers to be seen here. Four Kings survived as a stopover for merchants' wagon trains on their way to Camelin and to the mining towns in the Mountains of Mist beyond Barrelon, as well as the villages between. So we are getting a nice early example of Robert Jordan going into extreme detail about describing towns.
We can't spoil whether or not that continues.
But it is a critical insight into his writing style. Tell me about Four Kings.
Four Kings is a scruffy town.
Yeah.
They play some music there.
They get there. Matt's got his dagger, by the way, right now, and he's like really into it. And we get there, and Rand's like, this place kind of sucks. I think these people are mean. This place is weird. I don't like it here.
Again, I feel as though Rand is super judgy during this whole experience.
Well, everyone's being very rude and mean in this town. And Rand goes...
Maybe that's a regionalism.
I don't know about this place.
Like New York.
I don't like it. Maybe we better go on this time. Matt gave him a scornful look, then rolled his eyes at the sky. Dark clouds thickened overhead. And sleep under a hedge tonight? In that? I'm used to a bed again. Maybe one of these places doesn't have musicians. Anyway, I bet they don't have a juggler. So we're looking around for a place to play music, and they're all full up. Everybody's got entertainment. And they get to a fourth place. It's called the Dancing Cartman, and it's not.
Yeah, I'm just picturing Eric Cartman from South Park dancing.
Perfect. It's got a bunch of door-faced men and glum-looking people. And
door-faced?
Doer.
Dour-faced.
Doer.
Dour.
Doer.
Dour. I'll fight you. Doer? No. Absolutely not. Dour.
That's the British pronunciation.
Dour.
American pronunciation.
Dour.
What the fuck was I on about? I was completely wrong.
Woo!
Bunch of dour-faced people.
Wait.
Okay, I'll play it again. You want to do the thing that... Yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
Dour. 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 Dour.
All right, does that make you feel good?
Dour.
Yeah.
So, a bunch of dour-faced... Why did I think it was doer?
I could not tell you.
That's weird. Bunch of dour-faced people.
Maybe because there's a word that is doer, like they're a doer,
Yeah.
not a not doer.
A bony man with long, stringy hair to his shoulders turned to scowl at them as they came through the door. What do you want? He was rubbing his hands on a greasy apron that hung to his ankles. He was the first skinny innkeeper Rand had seen.
Oh, the thin keeper.
Well, speak up, buy a drink, or get out. Do I look like a rarey show? And Rand is like, we can do music and juggling. Give us food and money and a room. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, so here's a thin keeper. We call this guy the thin keeper.
Because he's the first and only thin innkeeper
that we see
in the world.
This book.
In the whole world.
Yeah. What turns out to be the deal with Samuel? Is he trustworthy?
He's not trustworthy.
He's kind of a dick. He locks him in a storeroom in a minute.
That seems like some odd behavior from a person who's not a dark friend.
He kind of sucks. And they're like, hey, can we play music here and get an in? And Samuel Hake is like, I've got a man plays the dulcimer. And one of the maids is like, no, you don't. You have a drunken asshole who just like farts onto a flute. Come on.
And that is art. That is his art.
The this serving maid comes up and goes, most times he can't see well enough to find the common room. Haven't seen him in 2 days. And then Hake casually backhanded her across the face.
Now, here's the deal. This is the first red flag. Okay, here's the thing. Someone backhanding someone across the face is already a red flag.
Already
Am
bad.
I right? Already
bad.
Very, very bad. When they've done it enough that they do it casually,
It's not so good.
that means they're in the habit of backhanding people in the face. Now, guys,
Yes.
have you ever backhanded a woman in the face?
Can't say I've backhanded anybody in
Nah.
the face or otherwise.
That's a very very reassuring comment.
not a good thing to do.
Listen, I too have never backhanded someone in the face. Mm-hmm. So, I certainly wouldn't do it casually. Do you imagine, just, go on this little hypothetical, that if someone backhanded someone in the face in front of you in a casual manner, would you go, I'm gonna go in the storeroom with this guy?
So
Would that be, I'm not victim blaming here.
No.
I'm just for the farm boys who might be listening to this podcast,
Who are considering going
who
on
are
a journey.
considering going on a journey.
This isn't the guy.
If somebody backhands a woman in the face, or anyone in front of you, and is like, all right, that's a Tuesday,
Moving on.
run.
Tell you what, you can have a couple of pallets in an empty storeroom in the back. Rooms are too expensive to give away. You eat when everybody's gone. There ought to be something left. And
Okay,
Rand
again,
is like,
he's trying to get you alone.
Rand says, pallets are fine. We're going to eat 2 hours after nightfall, no matter what happens. Okay?
And he's like, what great negotiation skills. And meanwhile, I'm like, did you not just see him backhand a woman in the face? They didn't even say anything.
No, they did not. So they start playing, and Rand keeps his... So they start playing, and Rand is nervous, and...
I would be nervous too if someone just backhanded a woman in the face in front of me.
They should not be here. And Matt's juggling. He's, it's good. They're doing good. People are enjoying it. People are having a fun time. Occasionally, people get in knife fights in the bar over, what they want to have Rand and Matt play.
Okay, again.
Which is, very casual.
Okay, again. Red flag number 2. Is this a place that we would like to sleep? If there's knife fights happening casually and we're backhanding women in the face, do we want to sleep here?
And, the patrons keep groping the serving women.
Again, do we want to sleep here?
It's not so good, man.
When people are getting groped in the wake?
And Hake Samuel Hake, the Thin Keeper, keeps blaming the women for getting groped. This guy seems great.
What a winner.
What a top-notch
I
fella.
would go in the storeroom alone with him, honestly. What a good decision.
And Rand keeps noticing that Samuel Hake he thinks he's smiling at them for playing, and then he realizes he's staring at Rand's unattended sword and smiling, and whenever Rand puts down the flute, he smiles at that too. Because what's he probably gonna do, Allie?
Murder them?
Gonna rob the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Probably kill them in the process.
Yeah,
'Cause this guy sucks.
Again, honestly, I would have been out of there at the backhand. I would have been like, this was such a great opportunity. Thank you so, so much. I think we're going to go check out. I think I'm going to go sleep in the rain.
Yeah, Rand goes, Hake's gonna try to rob us. And Matt goes, we'll have to bar our door tonight. And Rand is like, motherfucker, have you seen the bouncers? They could eat the door.
Again, do we want to sleep here?
We need to leave. And Matt is like, okay, but first I'm gonna eat.
Okay, but here's my thing. Why did it take all of this to get them to want to leave?
I don't know.
Are they me at 20 missing these red flags?
Listen, admittedly, they're homeless.
I guess they are me at 20.
They are. They're homeless, it's pouring rain, and they haven't had a good meal in a while. So they're like, maybe we can get the food and, take watches while sleeping and sneak out if we have to.
Oh, babies.
I know, it's not a good idea.
It's a really bad idea. I think I'd rather take my chances in the rain, to be honest. Maybe we could purchase a tarp. Maybe we could finish playing, get some money, purchase a tarp, do our best.
They're not getting any money. They're only getting room and board.
Well, I would be like, hey, could take backsies. Could we get money instead?
So there's also a guy who looks really weird there. He's sleekly fleshy with a soft look to his hands and a velvet coat and a dark green and a velvet coat and a dark green velvet cloak lined with a blue silk was slung around his shoulders. All of his clothes had an expensive cut to them. And this guy comes in after dark.
Now, I mean this respectfully. That is pretty judgy. But
Yeah, well.
but at the same time, gift of fear.
And
if somebody sets the hair on the back of your neck on end, you don't have to be nice to them.
And he just sits there and stares at Rand and Matt for the entire night.
Well, that's fair then.
And Rand and Matt are like, this is odd. This is not so good.
See, but again, it took till here. We didn't comment on how odd it was that a woman got slapped in the face.
So
We just took that as like,
look, you're right.
oh, how she was a mouthy girl, wench. Like, what? No.
Samuel Hake comes up and is, because they'd stopped playing, and he's like, I'll break your pate. And Rand and Matt are like, it's food time, man. Bring us the food. Food o'clock. Food o'clock.
At this point, I would not eat anything this person set in front of me.
So they eat. And Rand is like, let's leave.
They're lucky.
We're eating. Let's leave.
They're lucky that they weren't like drugged or something.
I know. And Matt is like, no, fuck leaving. This is fine. Everything's fine.
Matt.
It'll be good.
Matt. Well, I mean, why am I surprised? This boy with the knife.
The serving maids are talking about the fleshy man, and they're like, weird dude, went to all the inns, looked at the stages, then got here and just sat down and started staring at them. Very odd.
Again, I say we take our chances on the road. So, Gus, if we're ever in this situation, this is what I do this with Gus all the time. Every time there's a situation in a show, I turn to him and I want to make sure that we're on the same page about what we would do in the situation. So, if we were in this situation, we'd leave, right? We'd be okay, we're going to take a break. We're not even going to eat. Like, I would not eat the food.
Rand decides to go out into the night and check out this guy's carriage, and he finds out that his name is Howal Gode. And
and again, we get to the suspicious sounding names.
And he is
where somebody looked at a baby and was like, you seem like a sus baby. Let's give you a sus-ass baby name.
He is a merchant from Whitebridge. What's that suggest?
I don't believe you.
No, he is.
What?
What happened at Whitebridge?
Oh,
the Myrddraal.
Right.
Right? So they're like, oh no, this man was sent.
Yeah. And also, like, who do you think sent him? Backhandy McGee, maybe?
And then all of a sudden, Rand hears, well.
Oh, no.
Out here in the dark, alone. Dark's dangerous, boy. And Rand is like, oh, God, what?
What now?
What is going on? And it's Jack, the guy.
The guy?
The, bouncer. And Rand is like, hey, man, we can leave. We'll just dip. What do you say?
Mm-hmm.
And
he's like, I don't accept your resignation.
Jack goes, me and Strom got a bet. He figures you stole that sword from your old grandmother. Me, I figure your grandmother'd kick you around the pig pen and hang you out to dry. A night's long yet,
what?
Boy. And Rand is like, guess I'll go back in and play some more.
That's such a weird assumption.
Yeah. So, they go back in and Rand is like, Matt, this is bad. This guy is a dark friend probably from Whitebridge. Everything about this is bad, and we need to deal with it. And Matt is like, I am on my third plate. It's Thanksgiving over here. Maybe we should stay and eat more food. And Rand is like, dude.
See, this is giving, like, in Pan's Labyrinth, when Ophelia is at the table.
Yeah.
And you're like, girl, do not eat that food.
Yeah.
And she eats the food. Like, we're very lucky that this food didn't lead to, like, more disaster. If you are suspicious of anybody for any reason, I advise very much that if they give you something to eat or drink, you don't do it.
Good idea.
Plants exist. Toss it in a plant.
So they go back and play more, and Matt now is just glaring daggers at Howal Gode, and Rand is like, my guy, you don't have to make it obvious that you're onto him. Because Matt is just like juggling and staring at Howal Gode.
Yeah, that's a little obvious. No, you gotta go to like New York subway. We acknowledge in our brains that something is going on at the other end of the car. And we just stare straight ahead, because if you make eye contact with it, it's going to escalate. And then the minute you get to your stop, you stand up, wordlessly walk off the car. That's what every New Yorker does in the world.
So they finish playing, and everybody leaves. And Samuel Hake sends the bouncers to
See, I'd go
escort
with
them to their room.
No.
And Rand is like,
No, we don't need to be escorted anywhere. Thank you. Actually, we will be leaving.
So they get escorted to their room, and they go into an old storeroom.
Never let them take you.
They're being shuttled there by the bouncers.
Never let them take you to a second location.
I know, but they're being shuttled there by the burly bouncers. They're being taken to a
second location. If you are with someone scary, do not let them ever take you to a second location. That's where they kill you.
And Rand is like, all right, yeah, they're nervous because of my sword, so maybe we can get out of this. We just can't both fall asleep. And
well, thank God their food wasn't drugged, you fucking morons.
And it's all very intense. It's all very suspenseful because they're in the room.
Oh yeah.
And they wait for the guys to walk away, and Rand like peeks out and he sees one of them down the hallway keeping guard. And Matt is like holding the dagger, and he's like, I thought they were going to try to kill us. What's going on?
Well, have you ever, maybe some other people who listen to this podcast understand this feeling. Have you ever been in a situation where you like go through all the steps and the whole time you're like, I shouldn't be doing this. This is bad. This is a bad idea. This is really going to not end well. And then you really get to a situation where it starts to escalate and you're like, I fucked up.
I shouldn't have did this.
Fucked this up.
Yeah.
This was a dangerous, stupid thing to do. And
I have erred.
Totally fucked. Yeah. And like later you're like, I'm so lucky I didn't die.
Yeah.
Do you have a situation like that?
I've been in situations like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think almost everyone has had one where they're like, if circumstances had been different, I probably would have died there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is that moment for them. This is a part of adulthood, I think, where you learn the hard way. You've left home and you're like, what do my parents really know? And the answer is a lot, actually. Mm-hmm. Too much, probably. So they decide they're going to bar the door. That is smart. The door, not the doer, the door. And they find these wedges, and it's thunderstorming. It's crazy storm out. It's very intense. And when the thunder strikes, Rand like kicks these. That's good. It's cool. He kicks these really stops into the door, and they're like, "All right." And Matt's like, "What are you doing? Someone true crimes. Are you trying to go to sleep right now?" And Rand's like, "No, dude. I'm trying to get out the fucking window." And he gradually levers the window open. And can he get out? Yes. No, it's barred. Oh fuck, that's shit. Okay, what would you do in this situation? I forget how this works. Oh. I remember now. They get a crowbar, and they start trying to crowbar it open very quietly because they know that Jack and Strom will come charging. Jack and Strom. But then, like, Rand, his feet are wet, so he slips and he falls, and it's loud. Good henchmen need to have only, like, one-syllable names. Yeah. Am I wrong? Like, there's no good henchman named, like, Alexander. And meanwhile... And, like, if it's 1 to 2 syllables max. Yeah. And if they have a longer name, like Anthony, it must be Tony. It must be Tony. It cannot be Anthony. Like, when was the last time you had like a bouncer or a henchman whose name was like Matthew? Can't say I've encountered that. Yeah. It's got to be 2 syllables at max and must be hard consonants. Yeah. So the door the door rattles, the door frame rattles because someone's trying to get in, and Rand pretends to be sleepy. He goes, "Go away, Hake. We're trying to sleep." And all of a sudden, "I fear you mistake me." The voice was so sleek and full of itself that it named its owner Howal Gode. "Master Hake and his minions will not trouble us. They sleep soundly, and in the morning they will only be able to wonder where you vanished to. Let me in, my young friends." Do not do that. "We must talk." And Matt is like, "Maybe you should go fuck yourself instead." Valid. "We're gonna go to sleep. We don't have anything to talk about." And Howal Gode goes, "Of course we have things to talk about. You know that as well as I. I saw it in your eyes. I know what you are. Perhaps better than you do. I can feel it coming from you in waves. Already you halfway belong to my master. Stop running and accept it. Things will be so much easier for you. If the Tarvalin hags find you, you'll wish you could cut your own throat before they're done, but you won't be able to." See, and here's my thing. Can we just, again, realize that these people are like, don't hang out with those Tarvalin people. And I'd be like, so I'm going to hang out with these Tarvalin people. "Stop being foolish, my young friends. You know very well. The great Lord of the Dark has marked you for his own. It is written that when he awakes, the new Dreadlords will be there to praise him.
You must be two of them, else I would not have been sent to find you. Think of it. Life everlasting and power beyond dreams. And Rand is like, stop talking to him, Matt. Like, just don't make eye contact.
Well, they can't make eye contact because he's through a door.
So I'm making a subway joke.
Oh, well, yeah. There's subway rules. Don't engage.
So it seems as though Samwell Hake and Jack and Strom maybe weren't dark friends. They may have just been... Yes?
I should say, don't engage unless they start to get really in it. Because then what's amazing is the New Yorkers will get together and they'll push off the offending person onto the subway platform and then let the doors close.
Cool.
Have you ever been have you ever seen something like that?
No, I never lived in New York.
See, it's like in every person for themselves kind of place until it's like, well, fuck. And then you all get together and you do a thing and then you all sit down like nothing happened.
Sure.
It's amazing. New Yorkers are very cool.
So it seems like Samwell Hake and Jack and Strom maybe weren't dark friends after all. Like, they may have just been run-of-the-mill dickheads.
Maybe, or so low level that Howal Gode was like, fuck it, who cares?
Howal Gode was like, they are asleep and will not be waking up until tomorrow. So I am assuming he drugged them.
Yeah, well, they're they're unsavory characters.
No, they're
regardless. Shitty. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, are they evil or are they just shit?
I just appreciate that these might be quote-unquote bad good guys, you know?
There's plenty
they're
of those in the
not
world.
necessarily Hail Satan team, but they are pieces of shit.
Well, morality is a spectrum.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
No, I'm not suggesting they're good guys by any measure of the imagination. I just mean that...
Gus, what I'm hearing is you think that backhanding women is saintly.
That's wrong.
That's what I'm hearing. Gus hates women. I'm just kidding.
No, I don't. So Gode goes, I tire of this. You will submit to my master, to your master, or you will be made to submit. That would not be pleasant for you. The great Lord of the Dark rules death, and he can give life in death or death in life as he chooses. Open this door. One way or another your running is at an end. Open it, I say, and then he hurls himself at the door. And he keeps yelling.
Very convincing.
And Matt is like, hey, maybe we should submit, because we can't get out. What do you think?
What?
We could say yes and get away later. Blood and ashes, Rand. There's no way out.
What? That is the worst plan.
It's pretty bad.
Oh my god! That's the worst plan that he's ever had in his life.
It's up there.
Oh, you know what we should do? We'll say, yeah, totally. And then they'll definitely let us go after that. That will definitely go well. Plus, Moraine will definitely not find out that we submitted to the Lord of the Dark and fucking murder us. What? What is his plan?
The words seemed to drift to Rand through wool stuffed in his ears. No way out. Thunder muttered overhead and was drowned in a slash of lightning. Have to find a way out. Gode called to them, demanding, appealing. The door slid another inch toward being open.
No.
A way out! Light filled the room, flooding vision. The air roared and burned. Rand felt himself picked up and dashed against the wall. He slid down in a heap, ears ringing and every hair on his body trying to stand on end. Dazed, he staggered to his feet. His knees wobbled, and he put a hand against the wall to steady himself. He looked around in amazement. So what happened?
He lightninged the wall.
Either he lightninged the wall, or lightning struck. Did you think he lightninged the wall here?
Did I, back in the day?
Yes.
Yes.
You did.
Yeah.
All right. Or lightning just serendipitously struck
guys.
that exact piece of the window at that exact moment completely at random.
I mean, it's possible. But is it probable?
Well, no.
I mean, it is a literature, but I'm just saying
It's unlikely. So they get up, and Matt gets up, and he weaved on his feet, blinking and fumbling at himself as if wondering if everything was still attached. Rand? Is that you? You're alive. I thought we were both... And Rand is like, hey, stop laughing. You're laughing like someone who is not in control of
Oh,
themselves.
so now you want people to stop laughing.
What happened, Matt? Matt? What happened? Lightning, Rand. I was looking right at the window when it hit the bars. Lightning. I can't see Where's Gode? And they're like, well, he's not moving, so that's good.
He dead?
He might be dead. So let's just climb out of this convenient smoking hole in the side of the building. And
God, Mother Nature, really
they get up
lent
and
us a hand.
They climb out the window, and lightning continues to fork, and Gode's men were still there, lying with their feet toward the opening. Pelted by the rain, their open eyes stared at the sky.
They're dead.
Yeah.
Because those guys are dead.
So Howal Gode was breaking the door down, and his cronies were standing around the window in case they broke out. Mm-hmm. And the lightning totally fucking killed them.
How convenient.
Matt goes,
What an interesting happenstance.
blood and ashes, I can hardly see my own bloody hand. And Rand is like, it's just luck, the light's zone, right? Not the dark ones, just the lightning. There was no light save the lightning, and he stumbled in the ruts as they ran staggering away from the inn. With Matt almost hanging on him, every stumble almost pulled them both down. Once he looked back. Once, before the rain thickened to a deafening curtain that blotted the dancing Cartman from sight. Lightning...
The Cartman. Need.
Lightning silhouetted the figure of a man at the back of the inn, a man shaking his fist at them or at the sky. Gode or Hake, he didn't know. But either one was as bad as the other. The rain came in a deluge, isolating them in a wall of water.
Oh, like here.
Yeah. He hurried through the night, listening through the roar of the storm for the sound of pursuit. I really like this chapter. I like this chapter.
Yeah.
I think it's...
Cool stuff happens in it.
It's a fun one.
Yeah.
It's in the middle of this section where the time... Like, we have mentioned before that the timeline kind of doesn't make sense right now.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah. But these sweet baby angels, they're such idiots. Like, they're so farm boy.
Yeah.
Like, they just make these decisions where I go, that's because everyone you ever have encountered in your life are people that you know.
Yeah.
Or know by one degree of separation.
I think it's very honest to the I grew up in a very tiny town experience.
Now, I did not grow up in a very tiny town.
No.
I grew
Nor
up
did I.
in a city.
It's funny because they don't trust Moiraine. They don't trust people who aren't from their small town. But they are going to trust Samuel Hake. But I guess it's also kind of like a they have to. Any port in a storm, right?
They did listen to their kind of like hair on the back of their neck thing. But I think they listened to it too late.
Well, I think a lot of that is because Matt really wanted to stick around and eat food.
Which is relatable.
Because Rand was like, the moment they got into town, Rand was like, let's get the fuck out. And Matt was like, no, it's raining. This sucks. Let's stay.
Okay, so we have established that Matt is an idiot.
He's being an idiot.
He's an idiot.
All right. Shall we continue?
And gets very lucky a lot of this book so far.
Yeah, he does. Shall we continue? Mm-hmm. Chapter 33, Allie, The Dark Waits. That's the chapter logo.
It's a sword.
It's the Heron Mark blade. Immediately, we are thrown into utter confusion because we're in a cart. And Rand is feeling better because he was sick, remember?
Nope.
Yes, he hasn't actually... He wasn't sick yet.
It's the jumping around in time
We
thing.
have moved forward in time.
Sure.
But we're feeling better. And the farmer's name is Hyam Kinch.
Hyam Kinch?
Hyam Kinch. And
what a name.
We're rolling forward in the wagon.
Why not? Hyam Kinch.
Rand's got this scarf already. The scarf he was talking about a couple chapters ago.
The touchstone of whether or not we're in the present or the past.
It's confusing. He's got this scarf. Matt's eyes don't hurt as much as they did before.
That's good. Yeah, seeing lightning like right in front of you would be really bad, right?
It's not good.
Well, I'll save that for the spoiler section.
A lot of guards. Queen's guardsmen rolling by, so we're close to Camelin.
Ah, yes.
So that's cool. They're wearing white and red. Hyam Kinch is like, you guys haven't seen Queen's Guards before? Where are you from? And Matt goes, far off. At the same time that Rand goes, the Two Rivers. Which which is big. Baggins! Sure, I know a Baggins! He's over there!
He's over there.
Frodo Baggins! Energy to me.
Yeah, they make a lot of farm boy decision making here.
Matt does it. Matt nails it. He says we're from far away.
For once.
Yeah, because he's highly suspicious right now.
Well, he's also highly stupid last chapter. It's about time you carry his damn weight.
And Hayam Kench is like, that's technically in Andor, you know? And Rand is like, what the fuck are you, bunch of bullshit. What? We have a queen? I don't know about that one, man. Sounds like some bullshit to me. And then Hayam Kench is like, anyway.
I don't know if I'd say that to somebody, just in case they're like, how dare you insult the queen, or something, you know?
Rand doesn't say anything about it. I'm editorializing.
Well, of course you should. I just wasn't sure if he had said something to that effect out loud. They are fucking dumb in these chapters.
So Hayam Kench has him get out of the cart, and then he sits there for a second, and he goes, you can rest up a day or two at my place if you want. Won't miss anything in that time, I suppose. Whatever sickness you're getting over, young fella, well, the old woman and me, we already had about every sickness you can think of before you were born. Nursed our young ones through them, too. I expect you're past the catching stage anyway. And Matt is like, I think they're trying to kill us. And Rand is like, no, I think maybe they might be all right.
Well, here's what we could ask. So this old woman that you,
this wife of yours.
How do you feel about backhanding her across the face? I feel like it's a really good litmus test.
Rand goes, thank you, but I'm all right. Really. How far to the next village? Carrisford? You can reach it before dark, walking. And he's like, hey, I don't know what y'all's deal is. I'm pretty sure you're not dark friends, though. Just like, if you need somewhere to hole up, because I don't think you're crooks, and I don't think you're dark friends, but you might be in trouble. So if you need somewhere to rest for a little while, my farm is over there. Just come by. It's good.
That's so nice.
I can tell you don't look like dark friends. And Matt goes, how would you know what dark friends look like? And then he grabs at his dagger and goes, what do you know about dark friends? And Hayam Kench is like, never mind, fuck me, I guess. Goodbye.
I would go, so I'm now very convinced that you are a dark friend. So actually, I rescind that offer.
Yeah. And Matt is like, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
You think?
Rides away. And Rand is like, Matt, not everyone's a dickhead, buddy. Some people are dickheads.
You are.
You're being a dickhead.
Here's my thing. That was totally not a cursed dagger, right?
What? I don't know.
Yeah. It could be anything.
There's so many explanations. Are not safe.
There's so many explanations.
So then we flash back to the dancing Cartman. And we're running from the dancing Cartman.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
And they're going very slowly because Matt can't see. And he's like carrying him along. And it's very sweet. And Rand is like, shit, man, if he doesn't get his sight back, we're fucked. Like, we're going to be moving so slowly. Matt seemed to sense his thought. Despite the hood of his cloak, the rain had plastered Matt's hair across his face.
His eyes took in too much of the light of the world.
Rand, he said, you won't leave me, will you, if I can't keep up?
Oh.
He goes, I won't leave you. Rand tightened his grip on his friend's hand. I won't leave you no matter what. Light, help us.
Well, fuck.
And he goes, we have to stop, Matt. If we keep going, you'll break a leg. And, they're nervous about it.
That would be just the icing on top of the fucking cake.
But Rand convinces them that they're gonna crash under these bushes, and they huddle up together under the bushes and try to make a little tent with their cloaks. They crouched against each other to share what little body warmth was left to them, dripping wet as they were, and more drips coming through the cloaks. There's a lot of fan fiction about the Camelin Road.
I can see why.
The cloaks, they shivered themselves to sleep.
I just want one that's like they're stuck in that room and they're like, we're gonna have to fuck our way out.
Oh my god. Then Rand is like, oh, I'm dreaming.
And that's why the lightning happens.
Oh my god. Like, oh, I'm dreaming. I'm back in the Four Kings, and it's weird, and the town is empty. The wagons were there, but no people, no horses, no dogs. Nothing alive.
No dogs? This place is hell.
He knew someone was waiting for him, though. As he walked down the strutted street, the buildings seemed to blur as they slid behind him. When he turned his head, they were all there, solid, but the indistinctness remained at the corners of his vision.
Bad vibes.
It was as if only what he saw really existed.
Bad
and then,
vibes.
Just while he was seeing.
Get the fuck out of this fucking nightmare town.
The dancing Cartman appeared in front of him.
Fuck you, cat.
I can't stop thinking about this.
Screw you guys.
He goes in, and Howal Gode is sitting there at a table, and his skin is red, burned, and cracked, and oozing.
Ew.
His face was almost a skull. As Gode turned his head, some of his hair cracked off.
Ew.
His lidless eyes stared at Rand. And Rand goes, "So you are dead? All right, good shit." And then all of a sudden, "Yes," said Baalzaman's voice, "but he did find you for me. That deserves some reward, don't you think?" And Rand is like, "Oh, I'm afraid."
I'm just saying, if I were Satan, I would give them a car.
"You see, youngling, you cannot hide from me forever. One way or another I find you. What protects you also makes you vulnerable."
This is creepy. And I think that there are just more ways that you can attract more flies with honey than with vinegar.
One time you hide, the next you light a signal fire. "Come to me, youngling. If my hounds must pull you down, they may not be gentle. They are jealous of what you will be once you have knelt at my feet.
Okay.
It is your destiny. You belong to me." And Howal Gode's desiccated corpse goes...
What?
It says Gode's burned tongue made an angry, eager garble of sound. So I assume he goes...
But also, he said, we belong together, whatever.
Yeah.
We belong to the something and something and something and something.
Oh, it's a song.
We belong.
Rand is like,
together.
"I'm gonna decline your offer. Would you like to offer me, like, a car and tits instead?"
This is what I'm saying. 20-year-old boys are not hard to,
To figure out?
You just go, all right, here's what I'm going to do. Here's some booze. Here's a car. Here's some hot ladies. Any questions? And I'm just saying, I said, ballsy is like, would breaking ratbacks and burning people alive do it?
This is what he goes, look, this guy, he did such a good job finding you for me, I'm gonna reward him now. And then Howal Gode disintegrates.
See, this would not make me want to work for you. This does not feel like it would appreciate work-life balance. It does not feel like, it does not feel like a healthy work environment.
"You are mine, youngling, alive or dead. The eye of the world will never serve you. I mark you as mine."
That's the title of the book.
It is. His fist opened and a ball of flame shot out.
Okay.
It struck Rand in the face.
See, too much.
Exploding, searing, and Rand lurches awake, and he touches his face, and he feels like he got a sunburned. Suddenly, he realized Matt was twisting and moaning in his sleep. He shook him, and Matt came awake with a whimper. "My eyes! Oh, light, my eyes! He took my eyes!" So he also had a nightmare. Rand, and then Ray hug. Rand cradles Matt.
Oh.
He goes, "You're all right, Matt."
Bam, bam, bam.
You're
but
all
you know
right.
what? At the same time, hey, male friendship can be comfort. Okay? We can comfort each other.
This is I really do like
masculinely.
this. I really do like this part.
Yeah, no toxic masculinity here. Showing affection for your friend isn't gay, Allie. Relax. Anyway.
You're
but
all right.
also, I ship it.
Yeah.
Either way.
He can't hurt us. We won't let him. He could feel Matt shaking, sobbing into his coat. "He can't hurt us," he whispered, and wished he believed it.
Children.
So the rain gets better, and they get to another village.
Honestly, I would cry and have you rock me over a minor inconvenience. So they've been really... they've had quite a bit of fortitude so far.
They just kind of sneak around for a while. They sneak through towns. A farmer comes and gives them a ride. His name is Alpert Mull.
These farm names, really killing it.
And the Alpert Mull is upset because the crops are failing and his cows have gone dry and his chickens have stopped laying. And half a wagon of hay was all Old Bane would let him have.
This is so 80s, because back then people would hitchhike and not think twice about it.
Yeah. And Alpert Mull goes, "The queen should do something. The light illumine her." And he keeps kind of rambling, and eventually when he lets them out of the cart, he goes, "I don't know what you're running from, and I don't want to. I have a wife and children, you understand?
That's smart.
My family's."
This man's gonna live to the end.
So,
Do not get the fuck involved.
Hard times for helping strangers. And Matt, like, goes for the dagger, and Rand just grabs his arm and is like, no.
He's saying he doesn't want to get the fuck involved.
If I was a good man, Mull said, I'd offer a couple of lads soaked to the skin a place to dry out and get warm in front of my fire. But it's hard times.
But I'm gonna live.
Strangers... I don't know what you're running from, and I don't want to. You understand?
This man will live to the end of the books. This man has his shit together.
My family. And then he hands them 2 scarves. So there's the scarves.
Yeah. When you've got a family, sometimes you can't be as good of a person as you'd like to be. You gotta protect the fam.
It's not much, but here, belong to my boys. They have others. You don't know me. Understand? It's hard times. And Rand is like, I've never seen this man in my life.
He is gonna live.
You are a good man.
He is like, I am living.
The best we've met in days. And Alpert Mull is like, damn.
Damn, that sucks.
So they keep moving.
But he was basically like, so I don't know you, and I'm not gonna help much more than this. Cool? And they're like, you are the nicest person we've met in days. That sucks. It's hard times.
So they keep moving. They go to a town. They have enough money for a room. So they decide, like, hey, maybe we should stay there. And they're looking for a place. And, like, a door opens and pealing laughter comes out. And Rand has a genuine flashback to the dancing Cartman. Not like a flashback, like the story, like genuinely like, oh, God.
That's another thing Cartman says. I can't even think of it.
I don't know. But he has, like, a genuine trauma flashback to the dancing Cartman.
Sure. As you do.
He's like, all right. We're going to go and stay here. We're going to go in. It's going to be okay. I'm going to cover my sword up. We're going to go in. We're going to see what's going on. And he's like, okay, wait, this place is way better than the dancing Cartman right away.
Screw you, guy.
There was no drunkenness here, for one thing. The room was filled with people who looked to be farmers and townsmen, if not entirely sober, not too far from it. The laughter was real, if a bit forced around the edges. People laughing to forget their troubles, but with true mirth in it, too. The common room itself was neat and clean, and warm from a fire roaring in a fireplace at the far end. The serving maid's smiles were as warm as the fire, and when they laughed, Rand could tell it was because they wanted to. And the innkeeper is fat as fuck, and Rand is like, I'm totally comfortable with this. His name...
Anyway.
His name was Rulon Allwine. A good omen, Rand thought, with so much of the sound
like,
of Emmonsfield to
in
it.
In the 3 towns I've ever been to, there's only one thin innkeeper in those 3 towns. Therefore, evil.
He eyed them up and down, then politely mentioned paying in advance. Not suggesting you're the sort, understand, but there's some on the road these days aren't too particular about paying up come morning. Seems to be a lot of young folks headed for Camelin. And Rand's like, yeah, dude, like, I totally get you don't want to get ripped off. Here.
Can you imagine this little, like, string beanpole little kid being like, I don't care what others say. I'm gonna be an innkeeper.
Oh, no,
I don't care that they say I'm not large enough. I can do it. I can do the work. Like, I'm gonna be this town's first innkeeper.
So,
it's too bad that Samuel Hake
ruined it for everyone.
Ruined it for that little boy.
So Rand's like, it's totally fine, dude. I'll pay you. And then he says how much it costs.
I'm gonna get over the obstacle of being thin.
Rand is like, costs how much? And he goes, times are hard. There isn't much, and what there is costs 5 times what it used to. It'll be more next month. I'll lay oath on it. And Rand is like, fucking fine, okay. And Matt is like, but we only have $18. And Rand is like, what, do you want to sleep under a hedge again and fucking die from exposure? What do you want? And they pay, and then they're eating
sounds like
stew.
Fun to me.
They're eating stew at a table, and it's great, and it's delicious.
And they haven't seen anyone backhand anyone yet?
No, everyone seems fine. And they go to bed, and they sleep sound. It's great. Matt wakes up and goes, hey, I can see.
Oh, yay.
Some, anyway. Your face is still a little blurry, but I can tell who you are. I knew I'd be all right. By tonight, I'll see better than you do. Again.
Aw.
That's cute.
Okay. You might see physically better, but you do not see warning signs very well.
And they're like, okay, we're getting closer to Camelin. We will see Moiraine will be there, and everything will be okay. Because we're going to trust Moiraine from now on. Because we were stupid before.
Fucking great.
So like, yeah, you know what? From now on, it's going to be great. We're going to fucking breeze into Camelin. Moiraine's going to be there.
You know what?
It's going to be great to see here.
For $14, we're going to just breeze.
It's going to be great to see. When I see Moiraine again, I'll kiss her. He laughed at the thought. He's very excited. He's like, safety. It's going to be great.
He's not going to give her any trouble after this. I just know it.
They were eating in the back of the common room when a young man came in, a village youth by the look of him, with a cocky spring.
You're a village youth.
With a cocky spring to his step and twirling a cloth cap with a finger on it. I can't talk. With a cocky spring to his walk and twirling a cloth cap with a feather on it on one finger. The only other person in the room was an old man sweeping out. The young man's eyes swept jauntily around the room, but when they lit on Rand and Matt, the cap fell off his finger. So this guy's spinning his hat on his finger.
Okay, yeah, that's like the precursor to spinning a basketball on your finger.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
If you have
young men are gonna young man, you know what I mean? They're gonna find a toy to play with.
If you have not seen Todd Shoemaker's drawing of this chapter, he drew this guy. His name is Pater. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
We love some Pater.
Look at this guy.
Oh,
I'm gonna link to this. I'm gonna link to the tweet on.
He's got that like idiot boy part.
He's great
in everything.
He's just this whistling man with a hat.
I love him.
So the guy. He stared at them for a full minute before snatching the cap from the floor, then stared some more, running his fingers through his thick head of dark curls. Finally, he came over to their table, his feet dragging. Now, I'm going to give this guy a very specific voice, just 'cause. He was older than Rand, but he stood looking down at them diffidently. "Mind if I sit down?" he asked, and immediately swallowed hard, as if he might have said the wrong thing, and Rand is like, "Does this dude want some of my bread? Like, what? I don't know. Sure, whatever. Yeah, sit down." And the guy pulls a chair up, and Matt is like, "What is up with this dude?" Rand goes, "What's your name?" My name? Call me Pater."
You remind me of that guy from Monsters, Inc.
This is not my idea, you understand? I have to do it. I didn't want to, but they made me. You have to understand that. I don't... And Matt goes, "Dark friend." Which happens to be
this time
correct.
You're right.
And he's
Good
like
call.
Very nervous about being proclaimed a dark friend. And
well, he's starting to talk about like, "They made me, sir. They made me." And I'm like, "Oh, well, then you're definitely a bad guy."
And
yeah.
Rand is like, "All right, bud. You didn't look like a dark friend with your Johnny Step and your twirly cap and your curls, but maybe you should go the fuck away.
Listen, Curly Top.
Just leave, bro.
Listen, Shirley Temple, get the fuck away from us.
Just skedaddle, and all y'all leave us alone." And Matt is like, "Oh, we'll make you wish you did." And Rand is like, "Dude, like, try being nice for a minute." Pater goes, I heard what happened at Four Kings. Some of it, anyway. Word travels. We have ways of hearing things, but there's nobody here to trap you.
The evilest man in the books.
I'm alone, and I just want to talk." And Rand, they're like, "Go, no, dude, no. We're not going to join your stupid, like, HOA with light arson. Get the fuck out of here." And then Rand drinks some milk, and they try to figure out how they're going to leave.
"No, I have not found Jesus." No.
Rand goes, "Time to go, Matt. Leave us alone, dark friend. I won't tell you again. Leave us alone." And Pater looks extremely anxious. And
well, yeah, the other guy got incinerated.
Rand and Matt get up, and they're like, "Fuck, we gotta get out of here, man." Because, like, what if Pater reports back about us?
He will report back about you, so...
They run to the door, and then Pater jumps to his feet and goes, "Wait! You have to wait!" And Rand goes, "Leave us alone. Just listen to me." And Rand thinks about the Trolloc, Narg leaping at him from his own home, the Myrddraal threatening at the stag and lion in Bearlawn. He's understandably paranoid. And he punches Pater right in the face.
See, but he should do that.
Yeah, he should do that. He goes, "I said leave us alone." And then Pater falls on his ass, and because he is the wisest person in the book, loudly yells from the middle of the common room floor, "You won't get away! No matter how strong you are, the great lord of the dark is stronger! The shadow will swallow you!" And the two other people in the common room are like, "Well,
what?
We should do something about that."
What?
And Pater then goes, "Fuck!" and runs out the door.
Now listen, congratulations, Matt. You are no longer the dumbest person in these books. This is very exciting. Happy day. Kalu Kalay for you.
Matt is like, oh my god, they always know where we are. And Rand is like, if Baalzman knew where we are, you think he would have sent Happy McCapman? Like, that is not the A team. That's not even the C team.
You think they would have sent... Wait, what's that guy's name with the curly hair?
Pater?
Carrot Top? You think they would have sent Carrot Top? You think they would have sent... Oh shit, what's his name? Weird Al over here. You think they would have sent Timothy Shimothy?
Oh, Timothy Chalamet is my new Pater in my head.
Oh my god. Cast Timothy Shimothy, you cowards. He's way above their pay grade.
So Rand is now like, I'm super nervous about everybody I see. I'm understandably paranoid.
For a day player part, I should clarify.
They get 6 short rides, including one from a farmer who told them that a crazy old man at the inn in Market Shiren, which is where Pater was claiming there were dark friends in the village. The farmer could hardly talk for laughing. Dark friends in Market Shiren. It was the best story he'd heard since Ackley Farron got drunk and spent the night on the inn roof.
Thank God we heard that, Chestnut.
Is that a Canterbury Tales reference?
Is it a Canterbury Tales reference?
It might be a Canterbury Tales reference.
Interesting.
Because there's a Canterbury Tales story about a guy like sleeping in his bathtub on his roof.
Yes, because somebody wanted to screw his wife.
Yeah, it's a Carpenter's Tale.
Yes.
Right?
I believe it's the Carpenter's Tale, but because somebody wanted to screw his wife, and so he convinced him that there was going to be a flood and that he needed to get in his bathtub on the roof.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to butcher it, but... Why he didn't think to himself, well, my wife should also sleep in this bathtub, makes him the villain of the story. But I believe that he crashed through the roof of the house and then discovered them sleeping together.
It sounds right. I remember it being ridiculous. It's been a long time. They get to another town, by the way. There's no name for it. And they go to an inn, and they're still nervous. And... they're like, okay, we have to at least try to get some food. They can't all be dark friends.
Oh, they can.
And while they're
inn from here till the end of time
is full of dark
every
friends.
Innkeeper is a dark friend.
And they're juggling and playing music. And the innkeeper, who is, don't worry, large, comes up to them.
Would shop it big and tall.
And goes, I suppose you're on your way to Camelin to see the false dragon like every other fool in the realm. Well, it's 6 to a room and 2 or 3 to a bed, and if that doesn't suit, I've nothing for you. Okay. Sorry, they haven't agreed to play music and juggle yet, but then they do, and you'll do. I need something to take these idiots' minds off this low gain. There's been 3 fights already over whether or not he's really the dragon. Stow your things in the corner, and I'll go clear a space for you, if there's any room to. Fools.
Let's ask him really fast. Your stance on backhanding women, pro or con? Pro or anti?
And then Rand gets really nauseated and dizzy and starts shivering.
And his scar is burning.
And his teeth start chattering. Is it a Harry Potter translator reference?
It is.
Yeah. and then Matt is like talking to him, but he's not aware of what Matt is saying.
Oh, so he has auditory processing disorder like me.
Matt drags him to his feet. And like pulls him out the door, and Rand goes, sorry, Matt, must have been the rain. One more night out won't hurt, I guess, because the innkeeper kicked them out when Rand started acting like this.
Oh.
Which is kind of shitty, but okay.
That is really shitty.
Luckily, it's not raining.
Okay. Oh, never mind. I'll save that for the spoiler section.
And, the innkeeper kicked them out because he didn't want people to panic when they heard there was a sick person. And Matt said, okay, bud.
Oh, that's cute.
You want to kick us out? We'll walk right into the common room with Rand shivering like this. And the guy goes, fine, you can sleep in the stable.
There you go.
So they go to the stable. They climb up into the hayloft.
All right, Matt found a brain cell on the way here.
Yeah. They try to climb up into the hayloft, but they can't. So Matt goes up. He can't get Rand up there because Rand is shivering uncontrollably. Oh. And he starts just throwing hay down for Rand to lie on. Okay,
that's really cute. the way that I'm envisioning it is he takes a big hay bale
and just drops it.
It's just like,
Matt covered them both with their cloaks, covered him with both their cloaks, but Rand pushed them off almost immediately. Hot.
Oh, that's not good.
I'll be right back, Matt said, and disappeared. And he comes back with food, and, so Matt starts minister. Rand is doing bad. What's wrong with Rand?
We can only guess.
Yes.
At the time, I assumed it was what we had heard about before, which was channeling sickness. But perhaps I'm wrong.
The chills came once more, and then the fever, to be replaced by the chills and the fever again. Matt covered him when he shook and fed him water when he complained of thirst. The night deepened, and the stable shifted in the flickering lantern light. Shadows took shape and moved on their own. Then he saw Baalzamon striding down the stable, eyes burning.
Oh, fuck.
A Myrddraal at either side with faces hidden in the depths of their black cowls.
As if we don't have enough shit going on.
And Rand grabs sword and goes, Matt, they're here! They're here! And Matt wakes up and is like, where? And there's just a horse. There's nothing there. It's just a horse. Matt is like, all right, buddy, give me your sword. I should not have let you hold on to that while you were delirious and fever-ridden. That was a mistake.
That's probably true.
And Rand goes, no, I have to keep it. He's my father, you understand? He's my father. Matt is like, oh, okay.
You're saying the sword is your father?
You get what he's doing.
I know what he's doing. I'm saying from Matt's perspective, out of context, he thinks he's saying that the sword is his father.
So he has...
And he's like, okay, buddy.
He has a bunch of dreams. Egwene coming out of the shadows, asking why Rand left them, and that she's dead, and... We're all dead, and death is the kingdom of the Dark One. The Dark One has us because you abandoned us. And Rand is like, no, I'm a good friend.
I don't think that's true.
Moiraine.
And I had no choice but to abandon you, or we all would have died.
Moiraine telling him only Aes Sedai can save him now.
Well, that might be true.
Tom in charred rags going, trust Aes Sedai, boy, and you'll wish you were dead. Remember, the price of Aes Sedai help is always smaller than you can believe, always greater than you can imagine. And what Ajah will find you first, eh? Red, maybe black. Best to run, boy, eh? Run.
Excuse me, the Black Ajah doesn't exist.
And Lan talking to him about the Heron Mark blade and blood pouring out of his mouth. And
oh, shit.
He just has a bunch of bad dreams. And Tam standing at him.
This is like me when I have too much melatonin.
Yeah. It's Ben. He's just on Benny's. He's on some Benadryl, that's all.
He's just on Benadryl.
Tam looking at him and shaking his head, and Rand going, you have to tell me, who am I? Tell me, please, who am I? And then Matt is like, hey, bud.
Just a regular Joe.
Hey, bud, you're Rand al'Thor. That's who you are, with the ugliest face and the thickest head in the two rivers.
Okay. How can you say that when you're right there?
Hey, you're sweating.
Dagger boy.
The fever's broken. And Rand is like, oh, that is my name. And he goes to sleep again. And then all of a sudden he wakes up to the door hinges waking up. Oh my God, I can't talk.
As the door hinges do.
The door hinges opening. And there's a woman there.
Oh.
Who is it, Allie? Some woman. We don't really get her name.
Lady.
She comes up and she's about 25. She's about Nynaeve's age.
See, okay, now we're getting somewhere.
And her cloak was a rich, soft gray, and a frothy net of lace caught up her hair. She fingered a heavy gold necklace as she looked thoughtfully at Matt and him. And Ren goes, Matt? And Matt wakes up, and she goes, I came to look at my horse. Are you ill? And Matt goes, he's all right. He just caught a chill in the rain, that's all. Perhaps I could look at him. I have some knowledge. And Rand is like, is she Aes Sedai? I don't think so, but could be. And she comes over to him and touches his forehead and goes, no fever. You were sick, though, yes. Yes, and still weak as a day-old kitten. I think... She reached under her cloak, and suddenly things were happening too fast for Rand to do more than give a strangled shout. Her hand flashed from under her cloak, something glittered in a flurry of motion.
That was gonna happen.
And there was a solid chunk of metal driven into wood. It all took just an instant, and then everything was still. Matt lay half on his back, one hand gripping her wrist just above the dagger she'd driven into the wall where his chest had been.
Yikes.
The other hand holding the blade from Shadar Logoth to her throat.
Now listen, this one time this knife has come in handy.
Rand's like...
But could it also be, at the time I was like, well, they're tracking the dagger.
Could be.
That's what I thought at the time. I was like, well, wouldn't they
It does seem like a cursed dagger.
I just figured at the time, I'm like, maybe it's time to throw that dagger into the ocean.
So Rand's looking up, and he's looking at this, and he's looking at her dagger, which is in the wall, and the wall is now smoking around it.
Whoa, what is that knife doing? Is that a cursed dagger part 2?
Maybe. And then
That's not good.
Matt claws her hand off the hilt and shoves her back. He goes, "Don't move. I'll use this if you move. Believe me, I will. Watch her, Rand." And now that she's not holding the dagger anymore, it is no longer making the wood catch fire. So that's cool.
That's sick, actually. My God. Whoever she is, she's cool.
And so,
like, not cool in like a good way, but cool in a cool way.
So Matt looks at the dagger. He takes the dagger. He looks at her. He's holding his dagger, and suddenly he gets this look in his eyes.
Yup.
And Rand is like, no, we're not doing that. We're not going to be doing the murder.
I mean, she tried to murder us first.
She tried to kill me, Rand. She'd have killed you too. She's a dark friend. And Rand is like,
I'm on Matt's side.
We are not dark friends. We don't murder people.
Okay, but what if she tracks us? I'm on Matt's side here.
Move over there. And she kind of slowly walks over to the other side.
What?
And
With Smoking Dagger Girl, we're going to let her live?
You really should stop struggling. It'd be for the best in the end. You'll see. And Matt is like, okay, keep fucking walking. She goes, a mistake. There's been considerable confusion since what happened with that egotistical fool Gode. Not to mention whoever the idiot was who started the panic in Market Shirin. No one's sure what happened there or how. So Pater got off. Nobody knows it was him. Which is great.
Which is crazy because he was I'm sorry, not crazy. Which is wild because he was screaming in a common room full of people.
That makes it more dangerous for you, don't you see? You'll have honored places if you come to the great lord of your own free will, but as long as you run, there will be pursuit. And who can tell what will happen then? And Matt is like, we are 2 runaway farm boys. You really can't catch us. Y'all suck.
I mean, he's not wrong. I am still a team murder her, but because I feel like it could bite you in the ass if you don't.
And so they're like slowly stepping backwards out of the barn, and she goes, "You'll find out how dangerous we are when the Myrdral gets here." He's like, "Fuck you, shut the door, bar the door, let's get out of here.
All right.
We're done. We're out. We're gonna run. Rand, how you doing? You feeling good?" And Rand is like, "No, but I'm okay, so let's fucking jet."
No, but are we gonna stay around here until I feel better? Yeah. Let's go.
They hurl the dagger into some water, and it makes a hiss.
They hurl the dagger away?
Her dagger.
Oh.
Yeah. And
because I was going to say that'd be like the smartest thing they've done this entire book.
Probably be wise. And they run, and they run, and they run, and they run, and Rand gets tired, and Matt is like, we're not stopping, we gotta keep running, because she's gonna come back.
It's true.
And they keep running.
They should grab some horses, I think.
And they get tired, and there's...
Don't you agree? Why didn't they grab a horse or two? Just steal a horse.
It's hard to steal a horse, and then people will come after you for stealing the horse.
That's later me's problem.
And they stop. They stop and catch their breath by the road, and a guy with a cart comes up and goes, something wrong with him? And Matt goes, he's just tired. And the guy goes, going to Camelin, are you? Was your age, I expect. I might be off to see this false dragon myself. Matt is like, I'm the responsible one now, because Rand is feeling like shit. That's totally what we're doing.
Yeah.
Well, climb on up then. Your friend in the back. If he's sick again, it's best it's on the straw, not up here. Name's Hyam Kinch. So now we've come full circle to the beginning of the chapter.
Kinch.
Any thoughts on this? Or shall we just plow into the full spoiler section?
You know, I feel like I've said my thoughts during the course of this, so let's go to the spoiler section.
So hey, gang, if you're listening and you haven't read to Book 8, Chapter 22, go away.
It's a spoiler, babies. Spoiler, 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 spoiler.
Welcome to Spoiler Town, where we talk about everything up to and including Book 8, Chapter 22. If you haven't done that, read those, go away. 4 Kings in Shadow.
Did you see what I did there with he gets very lucky?
That was clever. It was very clever.
The feminist utopia that is the Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I think is really funny? Is that in retrospect, like a lot of people are like, oh, well, it gets less feminist utopia, later in the books because, like the Shadow Rising and all that stuff, the Dark Friends and it's corrupting the world. And no.
Book 1. Yeah, I forgot about all this. Samuel Hake's innkeeper's getting groped constantly. Like, admittedly, he presents it as only bad people, but
But Matt and Rand don't seem that shocked by it, do they?
They don't.
They're more shocked by the, staring at my stuff.
Yeah. It is presented as atypical and bad, but...
I walk into a venue, and there's, backhanding, knife fights, and groping going on, and I'm
leaving.
I'm leaving.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say we need to take a quick 5 bathroom break and
go out
the window. And hopefully my friend would come with me.
Yeah.
But if they're like, no, I'm going to stay, I'd be like, I'm living. So, that is your choice. You look me in the eyes and absolve me of any guilt for what might happen.
Yeah.
No, that's a big no for me. Absolutely not. But yeah, there was one other thing that I wanted to say that I realized was a spoiler and then I didn't say it. What was it? The first sign of Rand or first more clear sign, I think, of Rand channeling.
The third one, because the first one is the horse, is Bella.
Oh, that's right. And then we had the
boom on the ship. This is the third and the last one, because the next chapter opens with...
Rand feels like shit.
No, it does the thing where we started in a flashback and then we jump ahead and then we flash back within the flashback to the part that we jumped ahead over. Because the next thing that happens is Rand,
Robert really was experimenting.
This whole, I think what he was going for was, it's like channeling sickness. It makes things not make sense. But as the reader, I must say, on my first read, it simply does not make sense.
Yeah. I think it's possible too that sometimes writers will read things other people are doing and they're like, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah.
That happens.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, what was he reading? That was playing with time.
I don't know. But he sure did. And he sure tried it.
Yeah. We'll have to figure out when this book came out and then go a couple of years
89,
before.
89, I think.
89.
88 or 89.
There were a lot of kind of funky things happening in literature at the time, I think, right?
Probably.
89? I don't know. 89 seems like kind of a funky time. Honestly, anything past the 50s is kind of like Funktown.
Do we it's a good chapter. We get Dark Friends in it. That's nice. It's very suspenseful, is what I would say. I like that chapter because there's a lot of suspense in it. Rand and Matt are acting like dumbasses, yes, but also I kind of get it.
What else is new? Yeah. Am I right?
In book 1?
These boys give me a headache. Just the shit that they do. But at the same time, I was talking to somebody about stories from my early 20s today. And I was like, I was such a fucking dumbass. I could have been killed several times. And I'm just like, yep, that was life. It's all good. We're fine. We lived. We survived.
This is also the town that is the closest one-to-one in the show with Breen Spring.
Oh, yes.
The inn is called Four Kings.
That's one of the things. They got locked in the storeroom.
Yeah.
Very similar thing happens in Bree. No.
Breen Spring.
Well, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they incorporated a lot of what happens in these chapters. They just made it more expedited. Yeah, that is a decision I agree with 100%.
They cut 9 villages down to one.
One.
And a farm.
And the farm.
Yeah.
One very impactful one.
Yeah.
And I agree with that decision making. And I agree with flipping the Grinwells and Greenspring. Because again, Grinwells happen after Greenspring.
No, they don't.
Yeah, because Shatter Logoth happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely does. Because Tom meets them at Breen Spring.
Oh my God, you're right.
But Tom is with them.
No, you're totally right. They did switch
Grinwell
it.
farm.
Well, because also, in the book, the Grinwells are just a farm that is nice and a very horny farm girl, as opposed to being an exploration of innocence.
What I think they did in a smart way, what I think they did in a smart way is they realized that the opportunity out of Breen Spring is that point of no return. This isn't home.
Yeah.
you got to be really sure that you're in 100%. And like making Matt realize like, I cannot go back possibly because again, I would be exposing my sisters to potential peril.
Shit.
Yeah, to this shit. Like we cannot go home again kind of deal. And like the loss of innocence, because they make these farm boy mistakes. And then Tom comes on as sort of like a mentor of like, you cannot make these dumbass farm boy mistakes.
Yeah.
And then that sets them up for the continued loss of innocence at the Grinwell farm where like, you know, their thing is like, you know, of course we want to protect children and they can't.
Matt in particular can't, yeah.
Yeah, their presence. And that really solidifies with Matt that he can't go home again.
Mm-hmm. Also, in the next chapter, we get Howal Gode's fate.
Oh, did he die?
Ishi kills him in his sleep.
Oh.
I think. He either that or he got killed by the lightning and it was Samuel Hake shaking his hand.
Well, Ishi does kill people in their sleep.
He loves to do that.
He loves that. And that's his favorite thing.
Shall we press
Millie
forward?
Skane's actually super lucky she didn't get killed for not being able to kill Matt and Rand in that first period.
Oh, yeah. Super lucky.
Yeah.
And somehow she got promoted.
It's like Hollywood, you fail upward.
Right? All right. Let's continue.
Please.
All right, Allie. Chapter 33.
There's so many things I want to talk about.
Yeah, go. You start.
The first being, Rand. Saying that he'd kiss Moraine and be so nice to her.
Oh,
what?
you fucking
If only
wish.
this was his fucking character growth. Like, we just did away with his bullshit.
Too early for that.
This is the first of much bullshit. It's also the first of the we don't kill women shit.
It is, but it's not because she's a woman this time. It's because she's a defenseless person.
What?
But I agree with you.
I don't know how defenseless she is. Anyway, but sure. That's true. That's true. And you know what? At the time, I let it slide because I'm like, yeah, technically, they would not be self-defense in this moment.
That would be a murder.
It would be a murder because she's got no weapon now.
But I mean, by the time we get to book 3, Rand is decapitating an entire caravan and then lining the headless corpses up, kneeling to him.
Yeah.
Which I feel like we don't talk about that enough.
We don't talk enough about Rand's war crimes.
You know?
I feel like he does some fucked up stuff. And then after that he goes, but I don't kill women though. And I'm like, you did though. You've killed many women. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite is I did a TikTok about it. And then somebody was like, then stop. Like, cause I was like, I'm fucking sick of this,
This plot line?
This plot line where he just like flagellates about women. And someone was like, then stop reading. And I was like, no. With like a heart smiley face. It made me so happy. Anyway, I just that was to me the funniest moment of the day. But if you see it, don't engage with the person, just like my comment. Anyway, so because I think it's funny. Oh, wait, okay.
Yeah.
So that I wanted to talk about. Second thing I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Matt's eyes.
Oh, yeah. What about him?
Oh, come on.
What about him?
Come on.
What?
He's going to lose an eye, for sure.
What?
Oh my God, we're hinting at it now.
What?
Come.
How? When?
Oh my God. First of all, he gets blinded by the
Oh, yeah,
light,
by the lightning, yeah.
and he's going to have to give up half the light of the world to save the world. Hello? Hello? And then second, he wakes up screaming, he's going to take my eyes.
He took my eyes.
He took my eyes.
Okay,
He took
all
my
right,
eyes. Come
sure.
on. You're so full of it.
I know, I see it. It could work.
If they take his eyes, or one eye, which I think is what they're going to do is one eye, I'm just going to look at you like the cat that caught the canary. I'm going to be like,
I mean, that would be on palette with the Odin thing, right?
among
ravens.
like 45 other things. Oh my God. He's gonna get a cool eye patch. Uno's gonna have to change his name. Because now he's not the only cool eye patch guy.
Do you think...
Wait. So there's that. Millie Skane shows up.
She does.
Ooh, and I hope we get to see that flaming knife again. That's cool as shit.
That would be cool. I wonder if what the fuck was going on with that. Maybe we will find out. Maybe we will never bring it up again and it was just eye of the world.
You know what? either could be a
That is
very real explanation.
Very correct. It could be either.
Like, it's really a toss-up.
Yeah.
But I am intrigued by Millie Skane.
I like Millie Skane.
I love Millie Skane. I feel like she'll be a very useful dark friend.
2 random dark friends in this chapter that come back later. Pater?
Yeah.
We're into
And
fucking
Millie
Pater,
Skane.
who is even more incompetent than I remembered. Somehow,
true.
he is more incompetent
Somehow,
than I remember.
you reading it aloud made him worse. Like, he
is
really
such an idiot.
fucked up
Oh
this
my
whole
God.
exchange. I didn't realize also how young he is, which makes it kind of a bummer that he got hung, but...
I mean, he's older than Rand. He's young.
Oh, that's true.
I was
still.
giving him the teenage Simpsons waiter voice just cuz.
I know. I love that voice.
Oh, someone said I should do Laszlo Cravensworth for Weiramon from now on.
That's really good.
My Lord Dragon, I will lead a charge against this rabble.
It fits so
It does work.
well.
It actually works so fucking
Oh
well.
my God.
Yeah.
You have to. That's a really good Laszlo.
Thank you.
You're a very good impressionist.
You're very nice. I should do that from now. It works way better than Zap Brannigan.
I don't give a
I'll find someone else
His
to
name
do
is
Zap
Mark.
Brannigan about.
You really are the most devious bastard in New York City. My favorite. Trust me. Gay is in.
Gay is hot. I want some gay. Gay it's gonna be. If you don't know what we're referencing, go watch What We Do in the Shadows, the TV show. Matt Berry plays a character named Laszlo Cravensworth. He's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen.
I love Laszlo Cravensworth so much. Okay, but we've got that I wanted to mention. There was another thing I wanted to mention.
Was that Talyra and Riyadh
Yeah.
at the top there?
Yeah.
It could have been. Incidentally, there is that section in the show. I'm thinking about the show so much because we're looking back at book 1, which is
The
what
show.
we've seen. The way they do the dream section is almost exactly the way it's described, with like stuff being kind of blurry, which I think is really cool.
Well,
I did
and
not remember
Egwene
that.
coming out of the shadows, being
Yeah.
like, "Rand, you blah blah," and then like
Yeah.
Walsman comes. And,
I did not even remember how similar those scenes were.
yeah, and then I think they did a good job of like giving Matt and Perrin other, like, their own dreams
Yeah,
too that we could see,
yeah.
which was kind of cool. To obfuscate a little bit that it's very clearly Rand.
Rand. What else to
Well, because Rand's the only one we see like as the main character in Talyra and Riyadh, right?
in book? Well,
In the show.
yeah.
Oh no, Perrin.
Oh, yeah,
Perrin
no.
gets a dream.
Perrin gets a wolf dream.
Does Matt get a dream?
No, Matt gets shafted a little bit.
I don't think
Matt's
Matt.
there.
I think Matt
He's got
becomes
blood
a
on his
very
hands.
obvious suspect
Yeah, I agree.
because so they did the dreams to obfuscate that a little bit.
Yeah. A name repetition. There is a farmer named Old Bane. Bane and Chiad.
Oh,
Wow, Robert, slacking again. Just kidding. I like when he does that.
and then there's more.
It's a
The
good
old
chapter.
man that's cleaning up with Pater, could that be his like uncle or whatever with more gays?
It could be. I doubt it because the guy was already there.
Just
But
asking.
it could be.
Just asking some
Yeah,
questions.
it totally could be. I do love Pater. He's such a useless putz.
Oh, in the best way though.
He's so dumb.
I thought Morghese would at least have an escape attempt with him before he got hung. But
No, we can't let Morghese have hope.
we can't.
We don't do
can't
that
do
here.
it. We just have to give her a slew of terrible boyfriends instead.
Yeah. Anything else? I mean, I feel like these are fun chapters, but there's not a ton of specific later down the road stuff for us to look at.
I mean, I feel like the lightning is really when you're like, if you weren't paying attention to before, Rand's the dragon for
It's
sure.
pretty like, yeah, I mean, that's a lot of
I mean,
coincidence.
come on.
Oh, yeah. It's funny because when I look back on this section, I mostly remember the time confusion. But if I just don't think about, if I ignore that part, I love these chapters. They're fucking fun.
They're really fucking fun.
Yeah. But I mostly remember being confused because
Yeah.
of the time thing.
But I feel like, I mean, there's so much good stuff in here.
Yeah.
I do agree with the decision to distill it down a little bit,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
but
For the show, yeah, because it's the same thing, kind of. I mean, it's like, here's another village with another dark friend. And it's fun. I like to read it. And I
wish that Dana had become Millie Skane.
Yeah.
Because she's such a great actress.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard because it's like Millie Skane comes back so much later.
Yeah.
That it's like, having that actress on hold for that long, it's kind of not possible.
Yeah.
Well,
it's unlikely. It's hard.
It's hard to guarantee. It's hard to guarantee. Yeah, because like she's such a great actress.
Especially
what
for
if
a
she
small
books something big? Yeah. Hopefully she does. That'd be great.
Incidentally, The Last of Us is a show that's airing right now as we're recording these. And in the episode that aired this past week, there is a lot of speculation that a random side character who shows up for about 2 seconds is a character from the second game.
Oh.
And I can't tell you who yet because you haven't played it. But that is a thing that could theoretically happen. We'll talk about that when we talk about The Last of Us eventually.
Sweet.
Anything else about all this?
No, I think we should finish recording our first The Last of Us episode this weekend.
We should. That's a good idea. All right, I'm going to leave a little time here if anybody has skipped ahead. Thanks for listening. We have social media if you want to know what we're up to. It's linked down below. We also have a Patreon if you want to support us that way. It's patreon.com/wheeltakes. And you can also leave us a rating and a review if you want, which helps a lot. Other than that, anything else, Allie?
So many red flags prior to them noticing red flags.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.
Bye.